Hello, everybody. Today we are talking about the case of Randisha Love. So, all the links I used for research will be down below, like always. There will also be a link to my podcast that just recently came out, Wicked. I hope you go and check that out. But I don't want to ramble too long, so let's go ahead and get into this. So, Randisha is a outgoing lady who loved to dance and sing, and loved to be around people, loved to smile, and she loved school. Randisha was 17 years old and she was a junior at Westlake High School in Fulton County, Georgia. She was absolutely loved by her family, especially her mother, Katara Ham. So, our story starts on January 12th, 2016, which was a typical day. Randisha was headed off to school and sent her mom a text from the bus. She let her mom know that she was on it, and her mom told her to have a great day and that she loved her, to which Randisha said she loved her too. They didn't typically text throughout the day, but Randisha would call around 4:30 p.m. after school to let her mom know that she had made it home safe. On this day, Randisha did call. It was a brief "I love you," and that was it, as Katara was busy at work, but she wanted to hear her daughter's voice at home and know that she was actually at home and safe. On that day, Katara's parents and her younger son, who lived in the house, were in California for a funeral, while another one of her sons was at a basketball practice, leaving Randisha home alone that afternoon. After work, Katara picked up her son from his practice and stopped to pick up dinner, and Katara said she had an uneasy feeling on the way home. And a quote from her, she says, "As I was on my way home, Randisha wasn't picking up her phone. I know she's always listening to music on her phone, but when her phone was going to voicemail, it really started to scare me." End quote. Katara and her son got home around 9 p.m., and she grabbed her purse from the car, and her son went through an unlocked door. And when she came up to him, she noticed her son was standing there with this dazed look on his face, and she began to call for her daughter. And that's when her son looked at her and then down, and then said, "Mama, she's right there." Randisha was laying in a pool of her blood. And a quote from Katara, she says, "I'm calling her name and calling her name, and she's not moving. It was the worst thing in my life, the absolute worst." End quote. Katara and her son didn't know someone was still inside the house, so they left and called the police. The medical examiner's autopsy report showed that at least 3 medium-caliber yellow metal bullets were recovered from her body. It also reported that nothing was stolen from the home, and Randisha had not been sexually assaulted. There were no eyewitnesses, and police believe that she was murdered while most of the neighbors were still at work. The family had recently moved to this neighborhood and this school area, and Katara didn't think that her daughter knew many people in the area. So, because of that, the motive is still unknown, and police still aren't sure of exactly what actually transpired, like the events that led up to this and what happened during. Either she opened the door for somebody she knew, or she didn't lock the door, or it was someone who gained entry through force. Katara says her daughter was responsible and wouldn't leave the doors unlocked, and that it was unlike her. Katara also says she wouldn't have opened the door for a stranger. Katara thinks it might be someone Randisha knew or was at least familiar with, but she isn't sure of who that person could be. Katara says it's hard to celebrate holidays without her, especially Mother's Day, and she hasn't celebrated it since 2015. She says it's also hard for her to visit her daughter's gravesite because it's just hard to imagine having a child that's buried there. Katara continues to advocate for her daughter, to call police and make sure that they're still doing their job, that they, still remember her, but they haven't really had any luck finding witnesses or evidence, which is why this video is so short, because they don't really know the motives or what would have transpired. They just don't really have anything to go off on. And I'm actually going to end this with a quote from Katara. She says, quote, "To whomever killed her, just to know that they broke my heart. They took my soul. They took my soul away. They just broke me as a person, as a mother, as a child, as a sister. Like I'm no longer the same as I was on January 12th, 2016. It has literally broke me down. I'm stronger than I was, but I have a long, long way to go. Just for anybody who knows something, just please, please, please say something. Just speak up because Randisha deserves justice, and she did not deserve what happened to her." end quote. And like I said, this video is extremely short because we do not know anything at all other than what I've just told you. Her family continues to remember her. They continue to keep her name alive. Her mother continues, calling up the police station and just seeing if they have anything, but they don't, unfortunately. And it's getting very close to being 10 years ago that this happened, and I just really hope that they can find some information soon to at least break the case open. Maybe they can get some tips or something. So anybody who has any information that could be of help, you are urged to contact the Fulton County PD at 404 613 6529. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think it was someone that she went to school with and like maybe was kind of familiar with? Maybe it was someone she thought was a friend that she could trust, and maybe they showed up or something and they just weren't a good person? Do you think maybe it was completely random and just a stranger? Like, she wasn't sexually assaulted, nothing was stolen. So why was she just murdered? Like, they were new to this area. Could she have like really made an enemy that quickly? Like, what do you think? I feel like if it was random, it could have been someone would have like stolen something. I don't know if somebody would just kill this girl for no reason, but people do wild things all the time. What do you think happened? Let me know your thoughts down below. Like always, thank you so much for listening to Randisha's story. And I hope that her family can get some justice soon. She seemed, when you see the photos of her on screen, she is such a beautiful, happy girl. And it's heartbreaking to know that she was taken from this world, and her brother is the one that found her first. Just walk in and look down and see your sister lying in a pool of her own blood, and then her mother just seeing that. And that is a pain I can't imagine and I don't want to imagine, and it just breaks my heart. But thank you so much for listening to her story, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.